The MG Show. What real independent journalism looks like.
Remember, thumbs up if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to ring that bell. Stay tuned, we're going to start right now.
What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Where we go one, we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show. Welcome to the MG Show, guys. It's Friday, yeah, Saturday, Sunday. What? Shady Groove, get on in here.
Man, oh man, am I going to rush right in to talk to you guys today.
Wow.
Holy mackerel.
Wow. And good morning to you, my friend. Real quick, we got a couple of donations here. Sandy Star White said it's Friday, $17 on Rumble, rumble.com/MG Show. That's where you want to come to chat with the Patriots. YouTube has, kind of been, still shadow banning us. We're still not monetized over there, but we're still broadcasting over there for your TV if you want it on there. That's youtube.com/InTheMatrix with 3 X's. Thank you. We got Sean Linan, $5 for Rumble Wallet Tether. Thank you so much. That's dollars. Thank you for that. And that all goes to us, every little penny. G Brothers gifted a subscription. Thank you, G. United States of Q says 3634, carry, direct relay, Iran, pre-post Iran deal, future marker, if known. Why was it allowed to happen? If known, will there be justice? It's only a matter of time. Where is John Kerry now? That's a Q post. That's right. And, it's funny how, we're getting attacked for, our coverage of Q. I mean, guys, let's just be honest here. We covered Q, just like CNN covered QAnon, right? But we were censored. They weren't. Why were we so censored for covering something that's a conspiracy theory about global elites, running a global pedophile network? Well, maybe it's true now. I mean, knowing what we know now, right? I mean, so maybe their attack on us was actually the truth. And maybe them wanting to censor us is actually more truth, because not only is Q telling you to trust yourself, trust God. Q's telling us, to think for ourselves. And then, we got people that weren't even around in the Q movement that were what we thought our friends are saying that, Q, does everybody want to know if I believe in Q? No, I don't care if you believe in Q or not. If you didn't live it, and if you don't understand it, you will attack it. It's that simple. And the stigma that the mainstream media matters. So people that are attacking this show, my partner in justice, Shady Groove, and myself, are standing with InfoWars. They're standing with Media Matters. They're standing with Hillary Clinton. They're standing with the Flynn Network guys that have been attacking us for 7 years. They're no different, Shady Groove.
They're standing with Roger Stone.
And Roger Stone.
And they're standing with Dilly, because Dilly made the announcement. Dilly came out a couple of weeks ago, made the announcement that Q people were worse than Democrats. Okay, that's what he said. Q people are lower than the low. They are worse than Democrats. And then all of a sudden he starts reposting Scott McMahon and Spilty's post about the Bannon Epstein thing in California. And so the next thing you know, that then they're all in this little agreement thing about Q. And then I'm starting to get text messages from people that say, oh, you should look at these timelines and look at the AI compared to the Q post, and then you put the Q post in there in the way that it looks like that Bannon and Epstein were ignoring the Q post, and therefore because they were ignoring the Q post, then they are somehow doing them.
Yeah, exactly.
That was what was posed.
You got ahead of their narrative.
So there you go. So that right there has been the narrative that they jump on the board, and now all of a sudden Q is a cult. Q is a Russian propaganda operation. And Jeff, you said that no one has to believe in Q. We are not asking anyone to have, and I don't believe in Q. I know that Q happened.
Yeah.
Q was not a entity of biblical proportions to quote unquote believe in. Q occurred. The event occurred. We lived it. It happened to, among, and around us specifically. What I expect for people, I don't expect them to believe anything. I expect them to ask good critical questions and be genuinely curious about the idea of why and how did Trump pull this off? And why do these guys think that Donald Trump was part of that mission? And what is the evidence that they have? But they never one time, none of these people, not one time, have asked me why I think that Q and Q plus are Donald Trump and Donald Trump is as part of it. They are never curious as to what it is that I can say whenever they ask me that question.
That's right. That's right. So, and, they don't have, and I get why, because he's got his own little narrative that he's pushing, right? He's against Tulsi. He was against Kash Patel. Oh, wait, isn't that exactly like everybody else, Shady?
Yes.
And then Flynn trolls are underneath authority protecting Scott McMahon. Mm-hmm. So what is the difference at this point? What point does this difference make? Wait, how's that going?
They came to defend his sacred honor, Jeff.
Yeah.
Just like Scott McMahon came to defend the sacred honor of Dilly whenever I targeted him for his not. If you think Brenda Dilly has an inside scoop on Tulsi Gabbard that is anybody else other than Roger Stone, you're psychotic.
Yeah. Or anything for that matter, Shady.
Or anything for that matter.
Yeah. And, I can't listen to the guy. The guy's a complete scumbag, foul mouth, potty mouth, just douche nozzle. Midnight's Watch, $17 of Tether Gold from the Rumble to the Rumble wallet. Thank you. Michelle 66 made it for the live show today. Yay. Patriot Polywog gifted 1 subscription to the MG show. Thank you. Alchemist Zach, I love the MG show. When are we going to do a 3-hour show? Oh my God, it's going to take more than $5 Rumble rants. I'll tell you that right now, Zach. I love you, man. Trust gifted one subscription as well. We got D Sweet. So, let me just, this is going to be probably my final statement on this, because how many times have you guys seen it, right? He untagged himself on this because he doesn't want to be tagged in it, okay? But respectfully, okay, Scott McMahon, this is to you. Q never claimed to be a prophet or replacement for the Bible. It simply pointed people to research corruption, pray, trust God, and see the spiritual warfare, Ephesians 6:12, playing out in real time. The drops emphasize trust God and trust yourself repeatedly. Exposed verifiable evils like how they spied on President Trump, fake MAGA, trafficking networks, NGOs, and institutional rot for many, including myself, that pulled back the veil on darkness. There are many Q proofs for those interested. Go here. MG Show, mgshow.link/pesky will bring you all to them. Or watch the MG Show as Shady Groove and myself break it down every day. It's interesting how I've been put on a list by Hillary Clinton of people she wants off X, and Media Matters got us censored off many platforms. And here you are standing right beside them. We can reject blind faith and anon sources while recognizing how the Q movement woke up a generation to real biblical level battles. Scott officially has MG Show derangement syndrome, just like HRC, InfoWars, Media Matters, Flynn Network, and the Democrats. And you know what? It's pathetic.
But isn't it interesting that we generate that? Isn't it interesting that we generate the derangement syndrome in people that can't understand? They can't understand anonymity. They can't understand how in the world it was that they can't recognize that we already realized that there was almost 3,500 phones used in that operation. Oh, I'm wondering if the Ruskies funded that. They don't understand things like, oh, well, all of a sudden, literally within an hour and a half after Q changed their trip code, Donald Trump made a tweet into which every single character in Q's trip code was represented in that tweet within a few minutes. Okay. Yeah. You don't understand what you're talking about. We are talking so far over your head. It's pathetic. And God bless you. Carry on, my wayward son.
I'm going to go find that trip code post as well. I've got it somewhere here.
I know there's a whole graphic of it. I mean, and that's just one of the many things. So let me guess. Oh yeah, the Ruskies, they infiltrated the phones of the communications from the White House, and then they were able to, within a time delta, make two posts, one on Q's board and one from President Trump's phone or from his Twitter account, within 3 seconds of one another, about 100 times.
Yeah. It's amazing. Here it is. I got it. Let me just go ahead and I'm
probably wrong on it or something, but I'm pretty sure I remembered it correctly.
I'm sure this is just this is coincidence. I'm sure I'm just going to put that just for the sake of time. Coincidence?
It's just real interesting that nobody is curious about these things that we can easily talk. We could talk about the pictures taken from Air Force One over North Korea, where we geolocated the landscape below, and you could see clearly exactly where it was. And then Q changed the trip code, and it continued on with the sequence of pictures from the last trip code. We could tell you about that.
Yeah, they don't want you to see. He wants you to look at his garbage. Okay,
AI.
Well, what it might be. But I'm just, I'm here to do I'm in my lane, Shady Groove. And why don't you stay in your lane? I mean, we were friends until you wanted to protect Dilly, okay? And then come out and say that Bannon and Epstein were Q, and you got head off at the pass. I guess that would butt hurt you. All right, so here it is. This is every letter. Okay, so Q
got in the way of that op.
This is mathematically impossible, guys, okay? 11:56 a.m., 1156. Look at this. JV exclamation point, J3 HS. So two exclamation points, HS 1JQ 1JJV6. Every letter, including the capitalization and punctuation, form Q's trip code, except the Q can be found in Trump's confirmation tweet from 1 minute later, guys.
So leave that up for just a second. So you could, if you guys want to take a screenshot of that to understand what we're showing you right there. This is an undeniable quote unquote Q proof, meaning that the same person that's posting as Q is the person that is posting for Donald Trump. They are in cahoots with one another. You cannot pretend like this isn't real. You can't say that this didn't happen. You can't act like it's AI or any nonsense. This is the trip code specifically that was changed on 8chan board. In other words, Q would have to type that in. That trip code would come up to get in through the portal to know that this is the same poster.
This is the trip code right here, Q, and then this right here. This is the trip code to December 19, 2019, guys, okay?
And it changed.
This is the trip config, Q. See, it's the 1 minute delta between Q post and POTUS tweet, Q proof, guys. Trip configuration on 8kun. That's where it happened, okay? And this is it. So what this does give us the chance to do is let you guys know. So what's really big right now? Iran, Shady Groove?
Yes.
So let's just go ahead and go here and type in Iran.
And I'm going to read to you real quick. I want to read his statement.
Let me just finish this real quick.
Yep, okay.
82 drops on Iran, guys. Okay.
That's correct.
This is basically in line with what Donald Trump. So this is what we should be talking about. How did they obtain the uranium? Not Bill Clinton's dress. Okay. Shady, go ahead and read your comment.
But hey, if you want to believe that Trump authored Q posts and aligned himself with the movement that sowed the seeds of the anti-Semitism and pro-Russia propaganda that is currently decimating the right, go on trusting the plan. Now, think about that. Listen to what he's saying there. Number one, there was no seeds of anti-Semitism sown by Q. We are the seeds of non-anti-Semitism. We are not blaming Jewish people like all the anti-Semites that you see out there that
The
are fake
Flynn Network
MAGA.
are the anti-Semites.
The fake MAGA are the anti-Semites. The Ivan Raiklin types are the anti-Semites. The people that are attacking me for Flynn have been anti-Semitic from the beginning, including the Parasite guy who said he must be a Jew at one point. These people are the people on the boards who have been on the boards being anti-Semitic since the boards were invented. And Q came to that board, their boards, to interrupt their basically anti-Semitism communist operation that was going on 4chan and 8chan. Well, Q came in to introduce the Q operation into the middle of their operation. So all of your little nonsensical narratives about, sowing discord or whatever, Q was a uniting force.
Yeah.
Q divided America from the rot that is Alex Jones and Freedom of Speech LLC and all of these people that the people that read Q understand. All of these people that are Flinians, that are the only people that you hear talk, those aren't the people that read Q. Those are other people.
They're fake decodes, guys.
And they're fake decoders, and those are the ones that are still out there making noise that he's talking about. But meanwhile, 90% of America is supportive of Donald Trump. So you show me the division that Q caused in America. Show me the division that Q really caused in the Republican Party, because there's 90% approval for Trump. They're Beavis.
Yeah. yeah. That's right, Shady.
And that's what I got to say about that.
Effectual Insurrection says either they're dumb and ignorant and they never read the Q drops, or they're intentionally incompetent and they're spooks and or clowns. If they really support DJT, because they should support Q, because DJT is Q plus. That's right, Effectual. I agree. Patriot Pollywog.
Smart.
Yep. Can't do without you guys and the MG Show fam. God bless you all. Thank you so much. God bless you. So people are asking, why are we, talking about, Script Keeper and, they all came from the same place. Script Keeper and Scott came from the same place with Tisha. They were all put there around us to befriend us and then turn on us. I mean, we even had Queued Up, which was another, and 4,000, 5,000 people before that, Shady Groove. I mean, we're showing you how our information gets attacked with garbage and garbage decodes. And, I'm just trying. I think this is a great time for us to actually show people what Q is, because our show is growing. And we're getting more people to our show every day throughout all of our platforms, and we're proud of that. And I'm proud that I was on CNN protecting and standing up for Kash Yap Patel, a name to remember, okay? They didn't like me going on CNN and saying Kash Yap Patel, name to remember, and me answering his questions about, 99% of the FBI is good, it's that 1%. That's Q posts, guys. Okay, I answered CNN with Q's research and my research of Q, I should say. And I did a great job. In fact, Patel Patriot, excuse me. My bad. I was thinking of John. Take John Harold out. Kash Patel actually posted a segment of that discussion of that interview on his X. Okay.
He absolutely
Kash
did.
Patel also wrote in my book that he loves the MG show. On the CNN, he says, we love your show. I love your show. I love coming on here. He also said that Q was mostly right, but there's parts of QAnon I don't agree with. And same here. Okay, we're on the same page with the FBI director, guys. We're on the same page with Q plus. President Trump. We've been in lockstep with the administration because of Q. It's not that I have some sort of wicked intel that I talk to Trump every day. No, Q outlined President Trump's what he's doing today, that it was supposed to happen in 2020, but he was surrounded by the people that were being attacked by, the Bannons, the Flynns, the Stones. It's simple.
And look at where we're at right now. This is all so perfect, because right now we're talking about, we've got Alex Jones, Nick Fuentes, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Candace Owens. So we have all these people cornered. Well, what's trying to happen? Well, Roger Stone's trying to get out of the box. Roger Stone's trying to post himself. He's at Mar-a-Lago again, saying, "Oh, dining with President Trump," and trying to generate this way out and around all of these other people, so he can pretend like he's somehow not associated with it. Tucker Carlson, Jeff. came out and said that the operations that we are currently underway in Iran were evil. And this is very important for you to understand. This is their narrative. This is the talking point of the anti-Semites.
Mm-hmm.
The anti-Semites are right in front of you, and they're easy to see. They are not hiding any longer. They are telling you one-to-one exactly what they think. Tucker Carlson said that this operation in Iran is evil. What does that mean? That means that whatever it is that he is that he prays to, whatever you want to call it, has some sort of connection to what it is we're getting rid of. Do you understand that communication right there? What we can tell you, the MG show could tell you, is that we could have told you a year ago we were going to be doing this. We could have told you 3 years ago. If you had said, oh, well, what do you think Donald Trump is going to do in Iran if he becomes president? I would have said he's going to carpet bomb the mullahs. That's exactly what I would have said, because that's what Q explained. That the only way to free the people is to get the chains off of their necks.
And they're all worried about...
Yes.
Yeah, and they're worried about regime change, but Trump wants to give the government back to the people, just like Q said. And just like Trump said recently.
This is not Iraq, okay? In Iraq and Afghanistan, the people are uneducated. The people had no ability to take their government back. It was a facade. It was pretend. Right. This is real. The real people of Persia, the real people of Iran, the cultural heritage of that nation goes back thousands of years, okay? You have to understand that the Iran and India, those two areas are the beginnings of Iran, Iraq, India. Those are the beginnings of human civilization. Yep. Okay? There is ancient history there that the powers that be do not want you to know and do not want you to find out about. That's why they've been controlling the borders of Iran in the modern era, because if you were to start researching what's laying around on the ground there, their whole historical narrative dies.
That's right. Shady, we got one subscription from Cram YT. Thank you. We got Ficklefoot saying, can we please get one Q alert?
That's how fast it happens, ladies and gentlemen. You think we're not sitting here ready for that if it ever happened?
Cupid's Cowgirl 5 subscriptions to the MG show. And yes, that was a false alarm. But we did pick that sound when this QAG was on inthematrix.com.
It's literally that whole thing with the alert sound, that's our idea. We engineered that. Jeff and I, building that site, we're like, we got to have an alarm that comes on whenever a post happens. That turned out to be the greatest thing, dude. We would be right in the middle of talking about whatever it was, and we were completely like a squirrel as soon as we hear that.
Lindy B says, preach it, Shady. We love them Shady rants, don't we? And then Cram, another subscription. He's clothing those red castles in there. And you know, it was really nice. We had a nice conversation with Magic Woman, who comes in here and does the... the swear, what is it? The F-bomb jar and the snark magnets. And it was neat because I was able to actually go through and show her how we've been attacked and censored, through this whole, experience. And it was kind of amazing, because nobody else that is doing a podcast today was targeted like this show. And even our listeners that are here today will tell you that this probably is the most censored broadcast ever to be put out, Shady.
It is absolutely the most censored broadcast. Nobody has been more censored than us. I mean, dude, simply look at my catalog on Truth for Freedom. I didn't take any of those videos down.
Thank you,
all of those were taken down. Everybody else's account came, even in the Matrix account, came back up with the Q Lounge lives that were produced from here. But every single one that I produced on my channel were taken down whenever my channel came back. All of this, not to mention Patreon, PayPal, Teespring, Spotify, all of these people were like, what? We never said we cursed a couple of times.
Shit.
We've never shown anything pornographic, and we've never shown anything distasteful, and we've never shown anything disgusting or like.
No, Spotify was kowtowing to Media Matters because it was Q.
They complained. So in other words, Media Matters gets to run and complain, and then they just do what they say because they complained. Nobody ran to our defense and said, oh, well, you shouldn't be taking people off the air. So they went with Media Matters.
it's funny, Major IP, YouTube deserves a lawsuit. So we did sue them, but they said that we violated their terms and service. But fast forward to today, Google met with Jim Jordan and said, we're going to unblock because we changed our terms of service to get these people off.
Right.
Okay. And now that's how we got our account back, is because we didn't violate any terms of service. Okay.
Wait. If Epstein and Bannon were wanting to promote us through YouTube and Q, and they were trying to get Q out there because Epstein and Bannon were Q, why in the world would they be using their little prize Susan Wojcicki over at YouTube and all of their other people at all of these other major platforms to get us taken down? You would think that if they were putting out Q, that they would want us to get bigger, Jeff.
Yeah, you would think, right?
Yeah, man, boy, that thing, no logic's going to twist around and get you right in the biscuit.
So, with that being said, guys, I think it's an opportunity for us to, keep, mission forward, because we've been right a lot more than any of these asshats. Okay,
a ton more,
and we're very, very happy about that. Okay, and the research that we've done. Because of the Q drops, have made us understand what Trump is doing today, guys.
And supportive of him.
And very supportive.
There's literally, he did not pick anyone that disappointed me, and he is not doing anything that is disappointing me.
Yeah.
Okay. If he does, I will say it. I'm not afraid to say it. And Jeff is not afraid to say it. We're not afraid to criticize things that are justly in need of criticism. But everything needs to be measured against the metric of what you would criticize someone else for. Okay. Yeah. And Donald Trump has to come somewhere close to what the mistakes were made by Biden, or some of the mistakes that were made by Obama, or all the mistakes that were made by George Bush Jr., George Bush Sr., or Clinton. But President Trump is not even coming close to approaching those types of debacles that were clearly on display. Remember yesterday we talked about merit and grading people on their merit. And how do people keep getting promoted that fail? Because the system is inverted. What we're doing is we're turning the ship around so that people that do good get promoted and the people that screw up fail. It should be oriented properly soon. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
How do you spell McMahon again? MCM?
I don't know. AH.
Hello?
AHMCMAH. What are you?
AHA.
I don't know.
I'm trying to look him up in Media Matters. How do I spell his last name?
Oh, you're not gonna find him.
Is that how you spell it?
No, you got my Ananon. What in the world are you doing there?
I'm trying to find out how to spell McMahon. Okay, MCM Thank you so much. Okay,
there you go.
Let's see.
Nothing.
No results. Oh, let's look up Jeff Peterson.
Or in the Matrix.
Well, we do both because you get different results. Oops, Jeffrey. Sorry.
Oh my God, he doesn't even know how to spell his own name. Oh wow. What
did they scrub me? Because I've got screenshots of them all. Oh wait. Oh, there they all are.
There you go.
Oh wow. Where's Scott McMahon?
I don't see him.
Right. Interesting, huh? So you see where I'm going, guys? You see where we're doing? Let's even just put MG Show. MG Show. Okay. All right, we got a bunch here. Look at that.
That's since the rebranding. So in the Matrix at the beginning, and then MG Show, this is since 2020 or whatever.
Yeah, 2024. Let's put on Bigger Truth. Okay.
Okay.
Let me see. Now it says Steve Bannon's terrible, horrible, no good, very bad weekend.
Not McMahon.
Let's just see. Bannon, Epstein, bloated Bannon.
I'm going to say the phrase "bigger truth" in the article.
Right. I'm just looking, just because I like to be.
No, you're investigating. We got to show that. We got to show the people, like who's over the target. Like I haven't seen this guy get censored on anything he said.
Yeah.
But they censor me because I'm a Bolshevik Rusky.
That's right. And we talked about Bannon and, the Epstein emails. We definitely did. I'm just trying to see if, we're even in it, Shady, because it didn't come up. Interesting. So, guys, all I'm saying is, who was on Hillary Clinton's list in 2019? Was Scott McMahon on it?
He wasn't 80. It wasn't
No.
the conversation.
Was Scott McMahon in Twitter files 16 because Angus King wanted me off X?
The point is, we want people to be curious, Jeff. Okay,
That's it.
The point is, the people.
So ask yourself, why are we attacked so much?
Right.
Maybe you might want to find out. Exactly.
That's right. There's no
That's exactly
curiosity.
what I'm trying to say.
Exactly. There's no curiosity about what it is that happened to us. Like, that's the story. Nobody wants to tell that story. Like, nobody. So we're preparing to tell that story, everyone. I want you all to know that we are currently in the process of gearing up to tell the real story. The real story of what happened for the last 7 years, and the real story of how Donald Trump got here. All of these people are losing their platforms right now. Candace Owens, Marjorie Taylor Greene, all of these people, they're literally setting the world on fire. I did a Q Lounge Live once. It was called Rule or Ruin, where I told you that all of the people would one day show themselves because they can't build anything. The only thing they can do is tear stuff apart. And once it gets to a point where we are, as people, hold it together better than they can tear it apart, they will become exposed. That's currently happening. 90% approval rating for Donald Trump. Every single goober minion on X's hair on fire telling you that Donald Trump lied to us. Then why does the other 90% of the GOP not send him down the river and we have a 32% approval rating like with Bush, Clinton, and Obama?
Yeah, let's watch the video. Check it out.
Here it is.
Republicans love Donald Trump more than any president's own party supporters loved him at this particular point. Just take a look here. Okay, own party supporters, 21st century presidents, own party approval about at this point in the second term. Bush was at 77%. Obama was at 77%. Look at this. 86% of Republicans approve of the job that Donald Trump is doing at this point. That is higher than either Obama or Bush had within their own party at this point. Trump's magic touch has not seen a war off yet when it comes to the Republican base.
And what kind of approval are we talking about here?
Okay, so we're talking about overall approval here. How about the strongly approved, not just like, but love. Okay, we're going to look at these same presidents again. Strong approval among your own party's base. What you see here is Trump is the only one who gets a majority at this point in their presidency. Obama was at 48%. Bush was at 47%. You see here Trump at 53%. Not as high as overall approval rating, but still getting a majority of the Republican base, at least in the average of polls, to say that they still really, really, really like him.
Okay.
Wow. And on Twitter, it's even worse. You got all of these psyopers. So I was talking to my mom yesterday. Say let's just take Candace Owens, right? Candace Owens was pro-Trump. Candace Owens then slowly goes anti-Trump, very slowly. And her base, who love Trump because that's why they're watching her, okay, are getting fooled. Not all, but some of them, are getting fooled by Candace's bullshit. And it's so slow. It's so slow. Just like with Tucker Carlson. What's his name? Tucker Carlson?
Tucker to Carlson.
Carlson. He did the same thing. And now he's exposed. General Flynn, Patrick Byrne. Remember, the Dilly Meme team did do a good video about, the Flynn network and selling you BS things that Trump is going to be the president in the next 4 years when he wasn't. It was Joe Biden. Okay. So President Trump has now called out the Flynn network, which you can put in Roger Stone, but that's what they're protecting, Shady. They're protecting Roger Stone. Roger Stone was with Nexium. Roger Stone put out sex ads for him and his wife for swingers. He was caught at a group sex party. The guy is not some hero. He was fired by Trump in 2015, 8/8/2015. He then went on, I fired Trump. Stop it. We got to get away from these Bannons, these Stones, these Flynns, these Tucker Carlsons, and follow President Trump. And that's what this show does here. So, we don't necessarily want you to follow us. We want you to follow President Trump and do your own research about President Trump. And wake up out of it's almost like when President Bush says no new taxes. You just go look at somebody that's associated with Flynn and you see what they're saying, and then you just do the opposite.
Well, effectively, we're doing it backwards here.
Right. Exactly.
So if we were to do this like everybody else, and thank you, Rock Chip, disgusted with myself for falling for the Flynn Bannon BS and allowing them to tarnish my credibility early on. Very clever play by the anti-MAGA and the attack to spread of the Q excitement. Exactly. So effectively, we're doing it backwards. What we're doing here at MG Show is we're handing, instead of pretending like we have some of this secret stuff that's going on that we can tell you about every day. We're just being transparent and showing you exactly where the receipts are. We're effectively giving you all the tools you need to not need us.
Yeah.
We're handing you the tools that you need so the idea that you're here is largely entertainment value, because you're already smarter than every intelligence agency on earth, and you're a hell of a lot smarter than Scott McMahon.
And you help us too. You guys are part of the show. We actually interact with our chat, guys. We interact with you like Espa. Jeff and Shady are really on fire. Just love the excitement of this show, of people that truly love America. And that was a $20 Rumble rant. However, we don't just read rants. We read people out here. For example, somebody said, Tulsi was fired. We considered it a promotion once we dug deeper. But the show helped us get to that, ideology, right? Or that thought process, I should say.
No, not Tulsi.
Oh, yeah. So, sorry. No,
okay.
I'm just that's why we have two people here.
I know.
Thank you. So, even Fox running all day that Noam was fired, where I think it's an actual promotion, because she did so well on the border. Okay. They didn't like that very much. Okay. I tell you that right now. She also is now in charge of the Shield of the Americas.
Yes.
And that's the Trump Roe doctrine. So she's going to be in charge of weeding out the intelligence agencies. Okay. She's going to be in charge of weeding out the cartels, the mafia, the drug, the children, traffickers. Guys.
He basically
is huge.
I think it's beyond huge, because what we're doing is we're saying to South America, we are sorry. That's what we're doing right now. I know you're not going to see it. Nobody's going to characterize it like that. You can't pay attention and understand it unless you're there on the ground. But I'm telling you right now, this is what's going on. We're saying we're sorry. We're really sorry that we utilized our power and position to send our intelligence agencies into your governments and destroy them and put in puppets and put in people that did not have your people's best interest at heart. And we are really apologetic, and we would like to send Kristi Noem as an envoy to each one of your countries to understand what it means to secure your border. We don't want you to have, we're not trying to impose DEI on every single thing you have to do in government. We're not going to try to say that you're not allowed to have a border. We're not going to try to say that you got to ship so many people out of your country every month to qualify for your goober program from the clowns up there in whatever capital city of Guatemala or El Salvador you want to talk about. We're starting to implement Trump's policies in South America, which will absolutely degrade tremendously, because you guys have to remember you have to remember like all the terrorist Colombian regimes and stuff that we have set up there, guys. It's crazy.
Yeah. And let's also remember this, Shady. Okay. Kristi Noem, when she was head of Homeland Security, went to all of these other countries. Okay.
Yes, she did.
To say, hey, we're going to share intel together. If you have somebody in America, we're going to share our intel with you, and vice versa. And she made pacts with all these other countries. For example, Ecuador, the Ecuadorian president, she's already got relationships with these people, folks. This is absolutely 100% a promotion.
I agree with you completely. This is putting her in if she were to be fired, she would be going to something that was non-important. She wouldn't be starting and heading up something that is this important. Like, he's putting her in charge of this.
Or she would have had to have been forced to resign, like General Flynn or Steve Bannon or any other of the Scaramucci plays. You see the difference, guys?
Given the opportunity to save face. And that's another thing that's interesting. Trump gives them the opportunity to save face and resign instead of flat out firing them. And then they run out and said, oh, he didn't fire me. I quit on my own. Roger Stone, I fired him.
That's right.
Listen to that nonsense.
That's right. And
nobody is smart. Nobody is smarter than Trump. Let me say it again. I don't think everybody, for the audience in the back of the room, maybe project my voice. Nobody is smarter than Trump, including Scott McMahon.
Got it.
Yep.
Hillary Clinton.
No, not Hillary Clinton.
No.
All right.
That's the wrong clip.
Love you guys. All right. So let's do this, guys. Let's just look at this. President Trump posted about Bill Maher 8 times, Shady.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. I was like, wow. I mean, I'm sure cute. What?
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait.
We always run into a corner, don't we?
Oh, my God. So
You didn't predict any of that.
3/6/2026, President Donald J. Trump posts about Bill Maher 8 times. The first one was 7/19/2026. No joke. And or reference regarding Epstein? No attempt to connect back to POTUS? Silence? Hunted? Not so funny now, is it? So, again, this could be a confirmation from President Trump for people that are disparaging Q. This could be a message to Scott McMahon.
It could also be a message to all of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Because you lived this. These
Yeah.
people that are out there talking like the Rambos of the world, the Badlands media, those people didn't live a second of this. They have no clue what it is that we all went through with
Yeah.
these drops.
Yeah. And,
17, if you went through it with us in the chat, just to show the world.
Let me get the Bill Maher post. There's 5 of them, okay? Do you remember their names? We do. Do you really believe you're still safe, protected? The world is watching, Bill Maher. Let's see if he took this post down. Nope. Hey, okay, here you go. Look, here you go. I, Q, need your help to make America great again. Keep posting your memes, believing everything Trump tells you. And above all, on Tuesday, November 6th, stay home. So, guys, do you understand that this is exactly what Scott McMahon is doing to yours truly and you guys and Q today?
After absorbing and trying to think that he's going to like assimilate with our audience, and then all of a sudden he like I said, if it's one thing if you want to like ask curious questions and come to a different conclusion because of the answers, it's another thing whenever you've never really asked the curious questions and you've already inserted your conclusion. That is narrative seeding. I am not narrative seeding. I'm reporting on to you every day exactly what happened to us. I'm not spinning it. I'm not adding anything to it.
Right.
I'm not exaggerating it. Sometimes I exaggerate. Sometimes I exaggerate the things that are going on.
So let's continue with Bill Maher, okay? Bill Maher, right? So Bill Maher disparaging Q and 8 posts from President Trump today. Check it out.
But wait. Remember what the dear leader keeps telling us.
What you're seeing and what you're reading is not what's happening.
Not what's happening. Not what's happening. Not what's happening. Right.
All right, let me go to the part where he goes over here. Hang on. Here you go.
This is how much chaos we were causing them.
I am you. Oh, it feels so good to finally be myself. A computer whiz in a hoodie. My entire life has been a sham that gave me the perfect cover to be your source for what's really happening in America. The drugs, the atheism, the stuff at the Playboy Mansion. I did that to throw everybody off the scent. I'm actually a Presbyterian who goes to church.
Remember, no mention of Epstein Island or Kid Love Productions.
Every Sunday
Nope.
with my wife and our homeschooled twins, Margaret and Thatcher. The pot I smoke is oregano, and the jokes in my monologue are actually coded messages. Except for the ones about Chris Christie being fat. Those I just like to tell. So, now that you real Americans know the truth, I, Q, need your help to make America great again. Keep posting your memes, keep believing everything Trump tells you, and above all, on Tuesday, November 6th, stay at home.
So this is the same kind. So the people that are disparaging Q, President Trump posted about Bill Maher 8 times. Do we think the message is received? I mean, do you think this is a message to you and us, Shady Groove?
But I do. I think that this is a message to the whole establishment. I think that this is a message to everybody to understand that what Donald Trump has tried to do is he's tried to be the bigger person. He invited him over for dinner. He had a meal with him. He was trying to to speak with him like he was a colleague or an equal, or to try to find even footing so that we could be have an understanding of what's actually happening so that you will be genuine in the way that you characterize things. It's fine to be sarcastic. It's fine to be over the top and exaggerate and make fun of things and do this. That's totally 100% within bounds. But what happens is whenever you go outside of bounds and you're disingenuous and you start running narratives at people that aren't true so that you can make a political point, not a comedic point. You see, something that isn't true can't really be funny, you see? And the interesting thing is that the left finds humor in things that aren't funny, and they find nothing funny about the things that you find humorous. Why is that? Because it's a mentality. It's a way of thinking of yourself. It's a way of managing yourself. Being a conservative means that you have X amount of you're X amount genuine. You're X amount real. You're not just whatever it is that's been plugged into you by whatever you've bumped into.
That's right. Real quick, Shay, let me get this done and over with. It is the Rumble Wallet. We got a couple of great tips today on the Rumble Wallet. Thank you so much. But, they can cancel your accounts, guys. Freeze your cards. Decide what you're allowed to buy, say, or support. Big banks and financial institutions have total control, and they use it. That's why financial independence matters now more than ever. Introducing Rumble Wallet, a wallet built for real freedom. With Rumble Wallet, you control your money, not a bank, not a government, not a tech company. Buy digital assets like Tether Gold, and Bitcoin in one secure place. No permission, no middleman, no cancel button. And when you want to support your favorite creator, the ones you actually believe in, you can use Rumble Wallet, that app, to directly tip your content creator securely, instantly, and without interference. This isn't a credit line they can shut off. It's your wallet, permanently yours to protect your future, yours to protect your family. If the system fails, when institutions turn on their own people, financial sovereignty is the difference between security and vulnerability. Rumble Wallet isn't about politics. It's about freedom, ownership, and protecting what's yours. So take control today. Download the Rumble Wallet right now and step away from big banks for good. True ownership, true protection, and true financial freedom.
Thank you so much. Thank you for Rumble too. It's been almost a year that we've been participating in the Rumble program, and as a matter of fact, we are just a few minutes away from heading over there to our Friday premium. I'd like to encourage all of you guys out there that have not to become premium members here at the Rumble channel, where we drop the news on Friday and go into a little bit more in-depth historical nature of what it is that we're fighting, what it is that the MG show has been up against, and why it is that the MG show is targeted effectively. Reading the book now, Bloodlines of the Illuminati, and talking about this, because this is why we think people like Scott McMahon and people like others around the media sphere don't want to interface with us, because we talk about a layer of the control system that no one else can fathom and or they don't want to take apart.
Yeah. And, just to kind of, here you go. There's how many posts here? 5 with Bill Maher, just to wrap it up. Shady, thank you for that. Get your Rumble premium today, guys. Or if you get a Red Castle right now, go to rumble.com/MG show and go in the chat. 1852 right here, talking about Michelle Bachmann. What did she do to her hair? I thought I stumbled on a bad ad for Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Remember when they gave Trump a hard time about, who was it? Valerie Jarrett, I think, in her hair or something like that. I can't remember. So he did this comparing Michelle Bachmann to Planet of the Apes.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the Bill Maher status right there. This is about his Kid Love Productions, guys. Okay. Bill Maher, I'm Swiss, Real Time with Bill Maher. Bill Maher, Be More Cynical, but it's called Kid Love Productions. And the memes say, but with Deborah LaFave screwing her 14-year-old boy student, the crime that we didn't get it on videotape, he was being taken advantage of. I wish I had been taken advantage of like that. That was a memory that she gave him, Bill Maher. The worst they say about Michael Jackson did was a little grabby under the covers. If I could go back and trade that experience of being beat up at the age of 12 for being gently massaged by a pop star, I would do it in a New York second. This is Bill Maher quotes, guys. She's in jail because she's in love. That's how I view it. Maher said this about a Seattle school teacher convicted of having sex with a 12-year-old student and getting pregnant by him. Interesting. No joke and or reference to Epstein. No attempt to connect back to POTUS. Silence hunted. Here we go. Bill Maher right here. Define treason. You got an article about Bill Maher and John Brennan agree. It's Jewish. Did Trump commit treason? Bill Maher and John Brennan agreed that he has. Okay, showing you that he's probably part of the CIA. In fact, Bill Maher's dad was on the Council on Foreign Relations, and he was one of the editors when they bought the 12 newspapers across the U.S. His dad was one of the editors to control what you see or think or talk about. Guys, it's very interesting, isn't it?
It is very interesting because it connects to Tucker Carlson, and it connects to Megyn Kelly, and it connects to a number of other people that have had previous family in media. It also connects to Robert Maxwell. Do you think that the parents of Tucker Carlson and the parents of Bill Maher didn't know Robert Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell's father, who owned pretty much all of European media? You know,
Yep.
It's like
and Tucker Carlson is pictured with the Manhattan Madam who worked for him for a spell. And now, Trump and Stone, and there's your connection, guys. I mean, it's all there. The whole network has been called out by Trump at this point, Shady.
It absolutely has. And we were actually ahead of him on the messaging on almost every front.
Yep.
Because of Q, by the way.
Yeah, because of Q. Because, Alex Jones was a Mossad media asset. Control of the, working with the Clinton, people to disparage Q and to control the message, and then act like a complete idiot, like eating your neighbor and the fake crying and the BS. And, my mom couldn't listen to Alex Jones, even though some of the stuff was true, right? But you have to do your own research on everything. But today he's just gone totally off the deep end, Shady.
Yeah, he's over there with Nick Fuentes talking about how they're going to prop up Democrats.
Yeah. Kimmy Max says, I discovered I was still supporting Scott M on Rumble, moving that money to you guys. Also, my premium sub just renewed this week. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, Kimmy. Appreciate you.
God bless you.
Yeah.
So, Jeff, can I have a minute real quick, or do you have something else you need to go into?
Have 3 minutes.
I have 3 minutes. God bless you, sir. Thank you so much for this experience here. I'd like to be nostalgic for a minute, if I could, with the audience and tell all of you out there how much that I love you and how much that what an amazing journey this has been. I'm telling you this because today I will be removing and taking out the machine, my computer, and the whole system here, and replacing pretty much everything with a new system that I have built and ready to go in. But I am a little bit nostalgic, and Jeff will tell you that I wouldn't stop this morning about being kind of thoughtful of the June 22nd, 2018. I finally got up the courage to turn this thing right here on. And here we are 8 years later, and I could not have believed the force that we were able to generate, the two of us. I could not have believed the magnitude of resistance that we have been able to generate against us. I could not believe the amount of love that I receive every time I open the mail. One of my favorite things to do is to call Jeff whenever I open the mail and read to him what it is that you lovely people say to us, because it's really hard for us to see it sometimes. It's hard for us to see it. And I'm going to just be emotional for a minute to tell you that it's not an easy thing to do, to get up every day and to stand up to something that doesn't want you standing there. And they've tried every single thing that they could do to knock us down. They've tried everything that they could do to take Q away from your conversation. The future is going to be different, everybody. Jeff, I got a little something. Can you hear this? Can you hear that?
No.
You hear it now?
Now I do. Is this going to get us banned off YouTube?
No.
Good.
This is where it all started, guys. Sharing this journey with you has been unbelievable. Q Lounge Live is coming back. We will be broadcasting on Tuesday nights. It will be a call-in show. We will be listening to all of you, and we will be welcoming the comments from our detractors. We will be standing in the gap as the future moves forward for all of you to understand that we are not ashamed of the work that we have done here. We are not ashamed of what it is we are going to do here. We are not going to stand around and let people think that what they are going to do is to silence us into scouring, crawling, disappearing, hiding in a corner. You're not going to do that, ladies and gentlemen. What we have built here is something real. What we built here is something that we can build on. What we're doing next is going to be more than what we've done before. The golden age, ladies and gentlemen, belongs to you. Doesn't belong to me. It belongs to you. So thank you so much.
That is a big boom, everybody. Holy moly, Shady Groove. Thank you for announcing that today. I'm excited, man. I'm going to join you. I'm going to be there a couple times, right? But, you know, the essence of the Q Lounge Live will continue on Shady Groove. God bless you, bro.
We're going to be opening, thank you so much. We're going to be opening this up. We're going to be having roundtable discussions. We're going to be having you in. We're going to be having authority in. We're going to be having a number of other people in that could sit and talk and let you call in and speak directly to us, and let the people that don't like us call in and speak directly to us, and understand that what we have done here is we have charted a path to freedom. What my statement was when I started my YouTube channel was, truth and transparency in government is the only path to real freedom. We're on that path. You're now currently getting truth and transparency from your government, and all of the InfoWars nut jobs are telling you that it's gobbledygook whenever it's actually golden.
Absolutely.
Love you guys so much, man. Thank you for everything. I wouldn't be able to redo my stuff without you. I wouldn't be able to unlock this next chapter with Jeff and all of you without you. I hope this works this weekend.
It will work. It will work, and we will see you Monday on that. So for everybody on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, we will see you. Go to rumble.com/MG show. We're going to go premium. Thank you for your donations, guys. I missed a couple. Cram is going off to work. Thank you. God bless you. Trust Trump, $20 as well. Paul Bunyan gifted a subscription as well. Keep those donations coming because we're expanding with the Q Lounge Live. Yeti, take it away into hour two. Let's do the commercial break too in hour two.
Hello to all of you beautiful patriots out there.
First of all, let me just thank you all for supporting this show. We wouldn't be here without you. But I have a huge announcement regarding donations.
It has come to our attention that using the Rumble app is taking an additional 30% of your donation to the show.
Let me explain. According to our TOS, Rumble takes 20% of all donations made through the web browser.
And that's a 20%. It's a good deal if you consider other platforms like YouTube and such.
But there is a hidden cost that we just found out. For example, we received a generous $500 donation from Spilty, and thank you so much for that, from the Rumble app on Apple. So Rumble took 20% and Apple took an additional 30%. We brought that to Rumble, and they said, well, Rumble's take of tips and donations is 20%. That's if the transaction is done through the web browser. If using the Android or iOS app, it's an additional 30% collected by those platforms.
So please use the web browser to make your donations to the show and avoid the hidden fees by Apple and Android.
That's right. You can also support us at GiveSendGo/HelpMGShow, mg.show/donate. We have PayPal and Cash App. Both are at RealMGShow or $RealMGShow. Please help us out. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
The MG Show. Not funded by dark money, but funded by listeners like you.
For the first time ever, we're bringing you My Pillow mattresses and mattress toppers for as low as $99.98. Remember, sleep's all about temperature and pressure points. Whatever sleep needs you have, we have the right technology for you. Like our My Pillow mattress topper, our queen size has over 10,000 individual comfort supports to help relieve your pressure points. And how about our 3-inch Hybrid Plus mattress topper? It's infused with copper and silver to help your body get the restorative sleep it needs. And our My Pillow and Case Coil mattresses, I personally helped develop these mattresses to make sure they have everything needed to give us great sleep. Plus, they're made right here in the USA, and they ship right to your front door absolutely free. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to get MyPillow mattresses and toppers for as low as $99.98 and free shipping.